everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Janice. But today's topic that I'm going to be talking about today with you all is dating the wrong man and looking out for the signs and the warning signal that your self-conscious mind is giving you. I'm going to tell you how my story started. I've dated many guys in the last few years. But this story started in 2020, back during the pandemic. I had started talking to this guy around the first of the year of 2020. Well, it might have been 2019 into 2020. And we was talking, started out talking on social media. Facebook is where we met. And we after exchanged numbers, after a couple of weeks, talking on Facebook, we exchanged numbers, and then we started to, about a few days later, started doing video chats together. And at the beginning, it seemed like, I was thinking to myself, this might be, the man that I'm going to probably try to spend the rest of my life with, the rest of my days with. I was thinking about that, but I wanted to take it slow. I didn't want to rush into anything. It was just, just thinking, okay, he seemed like, he's a nice guy, he's on the up and up, and being honest, and some of the things that he was saying, and how he was talking to me, the way he treated me, everything seemed to be, right there in line with what I was looking for. And we started talking, like I said, online. And a few weeks later, we started video chat. He actually introduced me through video chat to some of his family members. At the time, when he introduced me, the best friend was cool. He was a cool guy. I thought, and he talked friendly. And he was happy that he had found somebody, that he wanted, to try to get to know. And, and that made me feel, kind of special. And, but when about a week later, he introduced me online, through the chat, to his mama. And from that mama that I talked to her, I got a sense of, not being accepted. I don't know the word I'm trying to use. It's just I got some vibes there that I wasn't really the type of woman that she probably wanted her son to be dating, even though he's a grown man at 50-something years old. He was there was other family members there too, and he was telling him about, he have had in the past problem with drinking, and but he had told them that this lady right here, making me want to make changes and all that kind of stuff. So it made me feel good knowing that, I, will make somebody want to, change their life, that part of their life around, because I've never been interested in a man that, drinks and smoke. I don't smoke and I don't drink, so I mean, if they did it, if they were good people, I kind of, went along with it, but I wasn't really looking for nobody that, drinks and likes to, drinking and smoking and all that kind of stuff, because I can't really stand the taste of alcohol and cigarettes or smoking, anything like that. I really did not like. Anyway, time went on, a few weeks went into about a month or so, and he got whenever we talk, he would mention something about coming to visit me and coming to see me. Now, this part I want to get I want to clarify this and clear it up. He had like some health issues. Matter of fact, he had He only had, I guess because of his past drinking and smoking, he had a where he just had like one lung, and then the other lung was like a partial lung. It was like in pretty bad condition too. So his doctor has already, advised him, he need to kind of, stop doing the smoking and the drinking. So that I wanted to get that in there because my story is a big part of that. So he had already been talking to his family about quitting, and when he met me online, we've been talking. So he had said, well, this woman has inspired me, to try to better myself, try to, stop doing some stuff, bad habits and stuff of that such. So like I said, I was impressed, and some of the, stuff that he would say to me. He was, wanting to really get to know me and see where it would go from there. And he said, I've never met, any woman quite like you before. I see myself, even though it turned out to be, just words come out his mouth. It's actually how I see myself, because this is just really the stuff that he was saying. This is really me. Anyway, my first red flag was when one day, because during the pandemic, I try to keep myself busy. I like to do my hobbies. I like to karaoke, and I like to sing. So I do a lot of karaoke, to myself, and just play music and then sing along with the music, not the artists themselves. I like to sing, just play the music, and I do the singing myself. Anyway, I like to do that. So one evening, late evening, I had stopped. I had worked out, and I just had paused on my karaoke. I said, "Thought with this enough for the day," so I go watch some television news and see what was going on, in the media. Anyway, he called me, and I look at the phone, and when I look at the phone, I seen where he had tried to call me, a few hours prior to me answering this phone call. So when I answered the phone, he said, "Where you been?" And I said, "What do you mean? I've been at home the whole time." He said, "Well, I tried to call you, and you didn't answer the phone." I said, so kind of red flash started, kind of red bug kind of click in my head. It's flashing at this point. And I said, well, I said, I mentioned from the start, I got a lot of hobbies and things that I like to do, just it's kind of like a me time for myself kind of time. So I said, I was doing some karaoke. I had done my workout and just, so he kind of paused for a few minutes. He said, okay, and I'm kind of looking at the phone like, So I asked him, I said, is something wrong? I mean, you seem like you're a little bit, irritated, upset. He said, no, there's nothing wrong. I've just, I've been sitting here, because I tried to call you, you didn't answer the phone. So I just wondered, you might be out with some of your friends. So I told him, I said, it's a bit of a pandemic. So I'm not going to get in the habit of, going around people. I said, most people are keeping their distance because, they don't want to get this COVID. They don't want to get it, so they're keeping their distance. So he got kind of quiet, and he said, well, okay. So we got the subject stuff, and he just started talking about other stuff. So I kind of let it go because I said, okay, so that's just, maybe he was just concerned. So I kind of let it go for that moment, that day. But as the week progressed and stuff, he started telling his family, like, he's going to come visit me in about a month or two. He's going to come visit me. So I said, okay, that's fine. He come visit me. That's fine. Just as long as I asked him to get tested, for COVID, before he came to see me, because I didn't want, I was like social distancing, standing in the home, because my job had reason that the job that I was working had laid everybody off because of that. So I was laid off. I was doing my unemployment, and so I was comfortable because I was getting enough money, to take care of me because it's just by myself. Anyway, I I said, okay, that'll be fine. So he started telling about a week. He let a week pass by after he told his family that he was gonna come try to see me in about a month or so. So the next time he mentioned it, he had said, well, I mentioned to my mama, we just teasing, just talking about it, and she had mentioned, so I, how long I was going to be there, go there, and then, visit you. And I just kind of told her, it might be permanent. So when he said that word permanent, I said, what do you mean? He said, well, I kind of mentioned to my mom, I might be moved to Alabama. I said, hold up. I said, wait a minute. I said, we started out, talking about this like a visit, just a visit, so we can get to know each other. He said, oh, then he kind of laughed it off. He said, oh, I'm just kidding. I was just kidding when I told you, I'm just visiting. And we never said, talk nothing else about it until about maybe, I said about 3 weeks later. By the time it's like over in like February, March, the way it was, and then we started talking about it, and then he brought it up again. He said, well, I really, it's kind of hard trying to spend, get to know you and stuff if I'm going back and forth, from Houston to Alabama, which is where I'm at. He said, it's kind of hard. So I said, but, that's just, how relationships are. I said, if it's supposed to work, if it meant to be, it doesn't matter what the distance are, we'll make it work somehow. And then when we get to the point where we feel like, somebody need to make the move, then we'll make the move. But right now, I said, we just know each other like a couple of months, so we just, just getting started, just trying to get to know each other. So, we can do the, the visit. I could have, just like I told him, I could have got a ticket or something, if that's where he wanted. And sometimes instead of him coming to Alabama, I could have came to Texas, visit him, and then getting to know him, in the next few months or so. And he had said one time that, at our ages and stuff, because both of us in our 50s was then, so he said, well, why we just like us wasting time, we could be, living our lives together. And I'm thinking at this point, I feel a little bit rushed, like he's rushing me, into something. But I said, well, I like to take my time and stuff. Plus the fact, I got children and stuff, and my 2 daughters, and they're grown. So I know when I tell them about him, first of all, I got to tell them about him, that I'm seeing him. And then second, I cannot tell them that, and then tell them that this man is talking about moving in with me. And we just met each other. So I kind of let that go. And then about sometime in April, he was making some preparation, some plans and stuff to come see me in May. Well, he's gonna come. His first visit is gonna come see me in May. So at that point, I already told my children about him, and then I already, we already talking on Facebook and all that stuff. So I already told my children about him, and my daughter, my baby girl from the start, because I sent a picture and told her, of him, and I sent a picture to her, and for my baby girl did not, from the start, she wrote me back and said, just be careful, and then she really didn't feel any good vibe coming from him. And it's just picture, and I told her, well, just picture, I mean, you don't know him, you haven't spoke to him. She said, well, I just feel like, just by looking at his picture that he don't seem like he's like a really nice person. So I told her, don't judge people, until you actually get to know them. And she let it go, because I'm grown, so she let it go. Anyway, around the first of March, I can't remember exactly what day it was. He came to he made plans. He got a ticket, and he came to Alabama to visit me. I picked him up at the airport around 10ish a.m. I pick him up, and when I seen him, he's the views like smaller than what he looked, on the video chat that we was having. So I thought, he's really small, really thin man. But I guess I was saying that, maybe he does have some health problems, so that might be part of it. Anyway, it didn't really matter to me that he had some health problem. I didn't really took no into consideration with that. It didn't, but as long as I was to look at the person's heart, it doesn't matter to me, what the size of that person is, it never have. But anyway, I picked him up at the airport, and about halfway home from Huntsville, Alabama, is where I had to go pick him up to back to my town where I live. And he got on the phone, within about 10 minutes being in my car. He got on the phone, and he was talking to his mom, and he was telling his mom that he made it, and that the plane landed, and he made it, and that I had picked him up at the airport. And when he and I was just sitting there just driving home, and he said, well, it kind of looked like he was just driving to her, telling her, I guess she was asking him how it looked, because he had never been to Alabama before. So she was asking him, how it looked. And he was saying, well, it kind of looked like, he called some little city in Texas, and he said it looked almost just like it. They was talking on the phone, almost, I got like halfway home, they was talking on the phone, and I'm thinking to myself, you just met me, you never met me in person and stuff, and you just met me, and you're on your phone with your mama, me driving all the way home, and you ain't never really met me in person before, and you got to talk to your mama all the way home. Anyway, I let that go. So I said, maybe just excited or something like that, being in another state, little southern state he'd never been in before, so I kind of let that slide too. Anyway, got home and stuff, and we talked. I showed him to his room where he's going to see, because I'm the type of person and stuff, I go to church, so I'm the type of person, I do not engage in any adult activity with someone I'm just trying to get to know. So I had told him that, months prior, before he even came, to Alabama to see me. I told him that, and he said he understood, and he would go along with that. So I showed him where he was going to be sleeping, took him to his room, showed him, put his stuff away, and then we come back in the living room. We started sitting down, talking and stuff. We talked for quite a while and stuff before we got tired, and then decided, just kind of turn in for the night. Anyway, the next few weeks and stuff, it was he said he was going to stay like a couple weeks and stuff. So I said, okay, that'll be fine. Give me a little bit more time, get to know him and stuff, since he was right in my home at that time. But the whole thing took a drastic turn within days of him being there. I think it was like 3 days he was there, when it was it was getting close to Mother's Day, and I get kind of depressed on Mother's Day, because it's, my mama passed away in on December the 20th of 2018. My mama passed away. So every time around the holiday, or especially around Mother's Day, or in any day that got to do with my mama, I would get kind of down. So I told him on Mother's Day, I got up that morning, I told him, I said, it made me feel a little better since it's Mother's Day, and I'm going to go to see my mama, her resting place. I'm going to go to the memorial cemetery, and then see her, and then visit her resting place. And then I felt kind of down, kind of sad and stuff. So he asked me, he said, well, do you mind if I tag along? And even though, usually I take that trip by myself, he was here, and I didn't want to leave him out, because he was visiting me. He was guesting my home. So I said, yeah, I said, that'll be fine. That's really, really nice of you to want to visit, come with me. And he said, well, I never knew her, but, I'm trying to get to know her daughter, so I think it's only fitting that I could go with you. So I said, I agree with it. And I said, okay. So we get out there, about an hour later at the cemetery and stuff, and I put flowers on my mama's grave, and just, I got a brother that died, that passed away back here in 2008, and he was 38 years old, and passed away. So my mama is like buried right next to him. So I'm having a conversation with him, telling him, I got a brother that passed away too, that is here, here right beside him. We was talking and stuff, and then I got another brother kind of a little few feet away, passed away, back here, in 2016, and I was telling about my family that's out there, besides my mama. I was telling him about my family, other family that's there, and I was telling him about them, and showing him their resting place. And we got back to mama's resting place, and I put flowers on grave and just talking to him, telling him about the type of woman that mama was. So he looks down and he make a vow to my mama, standing over her resting place. He make a vow to my mama. Right then and there, he said, well, I didn't know you. I didn't get to know you, and I'm sorry about that. He said, but I am trying to get to know your daughter. He said, that I promise you, I'm making a vow to you right now that if your daughter and myself, become a couple, I promise you that I'm going to do everything in my power and stuff to take care of her the way I know you probably would want me to, and treat her right. Now, this is him. This is around like I said, maybe like 10 something in the morning. He making that vow to my mama over her resting place. And we stayed out there maybe like, I said maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then I said my goodbyes to my mama, and I would just, if the Lord's will, I would come back and see her, another day. And we left and then went back home. And he had some stuff. He said he had some stuff that he wanted to clean up, because my property was like kind of messy and stuff. So he said he was going to go outside, and clean my, help me clean that off and stuff. And I was really, excited about it. I had somebody, to really want to do that for me, because usually when I had to, pay somebody to do that, because I live in like the country, out in the country, where stuff is always scattered around your home, and you don't get around to, you're picking the stuff up, you don't sit around. So he went out there and said he was going to clean all that off. So I was really excited. I said, this is really, this man is really trying to, keep his word, where he just told my mama back here, just a few hours ago. So a few hours later, he stayed out there quite a while. So a few hours later, he came in, and I noticed he, acting kind of funny, and he wouldn't make eye contact with me. And I asked him, I said, is something wrong? I said, you're not sick, or, He said, oh, no, I'm good. So the minute he started talking, because I don't drink and stuff, so I smell a little whiff of like alcohol. So I asked him, I said, have you been drinking? And he said, no. He said, the neighbor over there stopped by, seeing me cleaning the property out. So he stopped by and stuff, and then give me a couple of beers. I said, but you told your folks, your mama and your family that you was trying to, stop doing that. And you also made a promise to me that you wouldn't, He said, oh, it was just like, a couple of beers. Don't hurt, it ain't hurt nothing. He said, we good. So I kind of go, later on, and I'm kind of looking at him. So he goes and take a shower and clean himself up, because he's, been out there, in the May, doing the yard work, so kind of sweaty, so he go clean himself up. So I'm sitting there, and at that point, my mind started racing, because I said, but this is the first, for me, it's not the first red lights that's going on at that point, because he did it before when he was upset because I didn't call him or answer the phone, back here like a few weeks ago. So now, you done broke another promise to me. You showing me something else about another other side that you showing me, because you are you going back on your word already. We haven't even just stopped. You haven't even been in my home no more like a few days, and you're going back on your word about the drinking. And but he said it was just on a couple of beers. I said, well, I just let that go. So I just continued to let it go. And bad me. Anyway, later on that night, he had it was kind of warm outside, because in Alabama that time of year in May, for most men it's the weather, kind of weather that they'll kind of adapt to, because they don't need all the I have to wear stuff like this, but they don't need that kind of stuff. So he said, well, I'm gonna go back outside, sit and watch. I never been kind of country life before, so sit outside and watch. He said, you gonna be up when I said, yeah, I'll probably be up. I said, if I'm not, I said, then, you just, I'll see you tomorrow, because it's getting late at that point. I said, then I'll see you tomorrow morning. I get up, cook up some breakfast, and he said, cool. And, but something told me, not to go to bed, just sit there and just watch TV. And I sit there and watch TV. So when you come back in the house like a couple hours later, it was even worse, because I could tell he's been back out there, probably done find one of my neighbors and stuff and drinking again. So at this point, I could see that he's intoxicated, So I told him, I said, did you just stumble when you walk across my floor? So he turns around to me, and out of the blue, he turns around to me and he said, would you get off of my effing back? I just tripped, that's all. And he when he was talking and stuff, his voice was, it was kind of swirling, like, like you on some kind of medication or something, where you can't really speak clearly. And I said, are you drunk? And then he turned around and looked at me, and his eyes is like really, really red. I said, unbelievable. I said, you really come here, and you made promises to me and your folks too, and you done got out there with one of the neighbors and been drinking all night. So at that point, his true color came out, and he started. I don't know how it happened, but I said something. Excuse me. I said something that might have set him off or something, because he kind of launched at me, and then he pushed me, took his hand, like pushed me backwards, and I fell on the couch, on the sofa of my couch and stuff. So at that point, he's standing over me, and he's got his fists, he's got like hand like this and his fist like that, and they all balled up together, and then he lay him down. He put him down beside him. He said, if you keep on running that mouth, he said, I'm going to do something that I'm probably going to regret, he said. So I'm looking at him wide-eyed, and at this point, I'm more than a little bit terrified, because I got this man in my home that I barely know, that I only been in my home I only been talking to online and chatting for about a few months, couple months, 2 or 3 months, and now I got this man in my home, and this is not the same man that I'm looking up at. This is not the man that I was been talking to for the last few months. This is somebody totally different. And I know people probably, if you come in my comments, you're gonna say, What were you thinking? That's crazy. Live a total stranger in your home like that, and you are 100% right. I would not, dispute that for anything. But I was thinking, because the last 3 months he been so kind, and so it's totally different. And then all of a sudden it's like, it's like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing. And I'm thinking, how I'm gonna get out of this situation because he looked like he just wanted at that moment just to tear through me, if I said one word. So I try to get the situation where it wouldn't escalate at that point because I know that I'm dealing with somebody totally different at that point. So I'm trying to think of something. So when I get upset, it makes me cough. So when I'm starting to have to argue with somebody for interviews, it makes me cough. So I started coughing. So I told him to just move out of the way so I can get me some water because he knew my cough was sincere. He can tell that it was sincere. So he kind of stepped backwards a little bit so I can get up now. And it gave me a chance because I already had my phone on me. So it gave me a chance to go in there in my kitchen and get me some water. I don't know where he were at that moment. I don't know where he were, but it gave me a chance to call my daughter. So I called my daughter, and she lived like maybe 20 minutes away from me, 25 minutes away from me. She and her boyfriend. So I called my daughter, and I told her what was going on. And my daughter came, and I kind of like just kept him calm until my daughter came. And then my daughter and her boyfriend came to my home. And it was like, by then, it's like maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. They came to my home. And my daughter was asking what was going on. So I explained to her what was going on. And she looking at him like she wanted to tear through him because my daughter's grown. So she looking at him like she wanted to tear through him. So her boyfriend pulled him aside, tried to talk to him, and then he started trying to, say, not my daughter's boyfriend, but mine, the man that lived in my home, started trying to, pick a fight with my daughter's boyfriend, because at that point, he's really drunk, and he tried to pick a fight with my daughter's boyfriend, and he kept trying to get him, come outside. And so my daughter's boyfriend kept saying, you don't want me to come out there because because this time, this not a woman that you looking at. I'm a man and you a man too. So if I come outside, the thing's gonna get bad. That was my daughter boyfriend was saying. So he tried to open the door anyway, so my daughter boyfriend can come outside. So when he opened the door up and tried to step outside, and he motioned for my daughter's boyfriend to come outside too. So I'm back right there, right close to the door at that point. So I take the door and stuff, and I slam the door shut with him on the outside, and then I bolt out the door. So we sitting there talking and stuff, and so my daughter was saying, well, Mom, you can't let him, be outside like that all night. So eventually, in a little while, everything calmed down, so I let him come back inside. So, but my daughter and her boyfriend decided they were going to spend the night with me. They weren't going to leave me there with that lunatic at that point by myself. So they spent the night with me. I managed to, get a little bit of sleep. But when he got up the next morning, I could hear him on the phone talking to his mama again. He was telling her about he don't know what happened. So I was furious at that point. So I went and to the bedroom where he was at, and he's still on the phone with her. So I tell him that, I said, you can pretend like you didn't know what happened last night. I said, you stood over my mama graves not even 24 hours ago, and you made a promise to my mom that you were going to treat me like with respect and dignity. And I said, it wasn't even like maybe 3 hours later and stuff. You stand over me, threatening me by hitting your fist in your hand, talking about if I didn't be quiet and shut up and do this in my own home, that something was going to happen to me. And I said, the best thing you can do, and I said, while you got your mama or whoever you talk to on the phone, I said, the best thing you can do is start packing your, your crap, and then pack your stuff, and then they need to get you a ticket today when daylight comes, and they need to get you a ticket and stuff. They need to get you up there back home because you leaving my home today, is what I told him. So it was a lot more happens after that. He did manage to get his family to get him some money to get back home with later that evening. I did not take him back to the airport. I don't know how he got back. I think my daughter's boyfriend might have took him back that day. But it's like a 3-part to this story. But he did get back home that day. But I wanted to just tell that part and just get my story in. Y'all can leave a comment at the bottom of my page, and subscribe to my channel, and to hear more and to get some advice from a woman that's now, I'm 61 years old, about what, remember and do your homework on who you dating before you let any stranger inside your home, because I was lucky that I got out with my life still intact, but a lot of people and a lot of women have not been so lucky. So I appreciate everybody's time and listen to my story, and y'all have a good day.